Hello and welcome to Footy Judge Mo people. We're here today talking about Man City. Kevin De Bruyne rocks the Premier League, to be honest. Yesterday's appearance proved that he can make the difference for this Man City team. Yes, we had the discussion yesterday about him and Salah, but we're not here to talk about this today. We're just here to talk about how will he change this Man City team? What does he provide for this Man City team that he didn't have? And what's going to happen when Haaland is back? And also, I want to talk a little bit about Oscar Bob and how this kid is playing absolutely phenomenal. Every time he steps the foot on the pitch, he's so confident as well. This is what Pep does. This is what playing for this Man City team does to you, to be honest. And Rodri yesterday, what a player. And what a game from Rodri yesterday. We'll talk about the positives. We'll talk about the negatives about Man City. And also, I want to talk about Chelsea a little bit. Enzo Fernandez, man of the match performance yesterday for Chelsea. He had very good game yesterday. Passing range, moving the ball, even driving with the ball was very good. But first thing I wanted to ask you guys is hit that like button. We're more than 10K. Monday, the celebration for 10K to celebrate everything that we did together. Now, you guys did, to be honest. I would not have been here if it wasn't for you people. If it wasn't for you people supporting the channel, liking the video, sharing it, sending a super chat, or commenting after the video, I think that makes a massive difference, to be honest. It's just, to be honest with you, it fills my heart with joy that you guys are here, that you guys absolutely support the channel, like the video, just watch the content, the counter views, the solo shows, of course, the reviews show, the panel reactions and everything. To be honest with you, you guys support the channel. I have not been on 10K plus if it wasn't for everybody that is in the channel right now, that everybody that watches these videos, that everybody that supports, like a video, that everybody that actually just share it or does everything. Because me sitting here talking, I'm talking to you people at the end. I appreciate your views. I try to respond to every single comment that you guys put after the video, even though sometimes it's more than 100 comments. And I try to do that every single time. I try to respond to the majority of the comments, to be honest, because I value every viewer here. You guys are the ones that makes the channel. Without you, there is no channel. But listen, we have to talk about the game yesterday. We have to talk about how the game went. And send your questions, send your remarks, send your notifications. I'm here waking up at 6 in the morning, my time, to do a show for you people. Inshallah, we'll be here. Inshallah, we'll do everything for you guys. And with you, of course, we'll reach 100K. As Sid is saying, we'll reach 100K, of course. So hit that like button. Over 60 people here. So like the video and let's chat. Me and you, let's chat about City. I want you to get everything off your chest to me. Let me know what you think. Let's chat about Liverpool. Let's chat about the title race. Let's chat about everything you guys want to chat about. But first, like the video, like the damn video now, right? Because the only way this channel is gonna, let me tell you how the likes work. When you like the video, YouTube pushes it to the next person. YouTube pushes the video to the next guy, so the next guy watches, subscribe, and we get this community more. I want you to send your questions, and I just wanted to tell you something. Every time you like a video, every time you send a super chat, YouTube pushes us more. Your super chats are appreciated because they support the channel, because this is how we make the money for the channel. Views, of course, and super chats. This is how we make the money for the channel, right? This is how we keep the channel going. I need some questions from you guys, but let me just analyze the game yesterday. When I was watching the game yesterday for Man City, to be honest, and I'm gonna talk about Chelsea thoroughly, and I'm gonna give a big section for Chelsea, and we're gonna talk about Man United and Spurs and what does that game mean. But that Man City game yesterday, if you want to look at the positives, Man City going to St. James's Park and dominating the ball and passing it around while also creating chances. Man City didn't just pass the ball around. What I noticed yesterday is that Man City are making it difficult for other teams to get the ball, but not only like back in the days. Let me tell you what I mean. Yesterday, I saw something that I normally didn't see If you remember Thierry Henry and the interview that he did when he went inside the pitch and asked for the ball, and he said Pep yelled at me and Pep didn't like that I did this. So Pep is adapting. This is why he's probably one of the greatest managers ever, if not the greatest for a lot of people. And people don't like me saying that. And people know that I'm not a big fan of Pep because he ruined football or whatever for the neutral viewer. But the guy is a genius. He's evolving yearly. Every year he's evolving. And let me tell you why yesterday was completely even different than the Man City that we saw last year. So yesterday I saw Doku, and I'm gonna actually show you what I mean by this. I saw yesterday Doku on the right side coming from the left, and I saw Diaz, the defender, going all the way up the pitch. He is playing what we call, and what Ruud Gullit, if you know who Ruud Gullit is, called total football, which is everybody can go everywhere, and they still perform well. Yesterday, if you notice, Doku was not only hugging the touchline, he was coming inside. Phil Foden was on the right, on the left, in the middle. Julian Alvarez was dropping deep. Diaz was going higher. Gavardiol was going higher inside the 18. That's called total football, right? Rodri, the highest guy in the midfield. Kovacic dropping deep. That was it. Yes, I know people said Doku was poor yesterday. Daniel is saying Doku was poor. But I'm talking about the plan, how Pep Guardiola played football yesterday. Yes, Doku wasn't the greatest yesterday, but I was talking about, and I'm going to try to see the heat map, right? I'm going to try to show you what I mean. But it looked so fluid yesterday, in my opinion. It looked so fluid yesterday from Man City. It was completely different, to be honest, because Doku wasn't hugging the line. And we can actually compare. If you look at the heat map for Jeremy Doku yesterday, look at this. Jeremy Doku was not only hugging the touchline. And we can actually compare another game for Man City. I'm going to get another game for Man City so we can actually see what Pep Guardiola is cooking with this team is is different actually than the normal Pep Guardiola teams that we normally watch. Pep Guardiola, what he's doing now is he's making it very fluid. He's giving freedom to players, which is something that he normally does not do. Right? I was gonna try to find a game where Jeremy Doku played, and he was very good. And I think the last game he played, I'm just gonna maybe see the Man United City game. Was he the one who played, or it was Jack Grealish? Yeah, it was Jack Grealish. So they remind me of the last game that Doku played, if I'm not mistaken. I'm just trying to find, but the reason why I wanted to do this is that Jeremy Doku is completely different in this game. He is actually making it freedom. Phil Foden as well, which is something that is I'm astonished by this City team, and I'm actually blown away by Pep Guardiola, and that's because he is evolving, because he is changing the way he plays football. Yes, yesterday there is something that we've seen, and the positives yesterday is Kevin De Bruyne when he's back. It's not only about the system. This is what Man City is about now. It's not only about playing the system, it's about individual brilliance as well. He's given players freedom to play football, which is, I said back in the days, because I'm watching Pep Guardiola since he came to the picture in 2008, and I said he's so rigid as a coach. He normally didn't change the way he plays football. But lately, he has been adapting, and he has been changing the way he plays football to win games. Like, as I told you before, Pep Guardiola would have never given the opposition the chance to control the ball. But last year against Real Madrid, after falling 1-0 behind, he did that. He did that, to be honest with you. And now look at him giving the. Remember, if you haven't watched the Thierry Henry interview, go and watch. Thierry Henry said, I scored, and he yelled at me for leaving the touchline because of the width and because he wants everybody in their position. Yesterday, I saw a completely different Man City. It's nuts. It's nuts. If Pep can get the best out of these players while playing fluid football, while playing completely free football, where people can move around, I think it's long for everybody. As long as he's here, it's gonna be long for everybody. Of course, people want to say Jurgen Klopp and all the stuff, but the the problem with that system and also the pressing is that once you bypass, now we're going to talk about a little bit about why that system is a little bit tough to, and it relies so much offensively in individual ability, but it also relies so much on the defensive individual abilities of players. Let me explain to you why. And Mourinho said that in 2010. He said when you play against Pep Guardiola, because they're hard work and because of very, very high pressing, and they press with 6, 7 players, if you bypass that press, you're in for a 1-on-1, you're in for a 2-on-2, you're in for a 3-and-3 in the back. And now you're leaving it to the individual abilities of every defender against the forwards. And normally in football, the forwards are more talented. Normally, coaches like to leave the extra man in the back. You know what I mean? Coaches say always that I don't want to be defending 1-on-1 in the back, if that's what. But yesterday, we saw many, many times Isak going 1-on-1 on Diaz, Gordon going 1-on-1 on Kyle Walker. And they scored because normally the attacker is more talented than the defender. There is so like there is not a lot of defenders around the world, hear me out, that can defend for 90 minutes 1-on-1. Like you give them 1-on-1 without coverage and they will be able to defend. I think that's the problem with this system, that it relies so much. But I believe that Pep Guardiola, no, I disagree with you. So let me tell you why. If you played football, I don't know how old you are, and 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 I'm gonna say this once. I played football, youth teams in Egypt, and I played in the third division in Egypt. And the coaches always say, you are in a disadvantage if your attacker is 1-on-1 with the defender. Actually, Pep Guardiola, one of the things he did and he said before is that football is about isolation. It's about isolating my winger 1-on-1 with a fullback, right? I'm gonna answer all the questions, people. If you want a question, I'm gonna answer. But let me just talk about the game set. I played first. I played an attacking mid, and then I played a defensive midfielder. And now I still play defensive midfielder, but I'm much older now. But I try to manage the game a little bit slower. But I played as an attacking mid, and then I played as a defensive midfielder. But I didn't continue. I actually stopped playing after 21 because it wasn't making enough money, and I knew I wouldn't make it to the top level, and I wouldn't get enough. So I went and I got my degree, which is I'm going to tell you the whole story when I do the 10,000 subs celebration. Right, Monday you have to do that. But I try. That's what I try. But so to answer everybody, to talk about what people said, no coach ever will want his center back defending 1-on-1 with the attacker the whole time, because you know that the attacker will get one eventually. So you want always coverage. You want the defender to have coverage. You want 2-on-1 in the back, or you want 3-on-2. Once you have a 2-on-2, it's advantage the forwards with space. To be honest, this is it. So that system that City plays, to be honest, exactly, Ahmed. You know, if it wasn't first division, I played first division in youth teams, and then I dropped to second and then third. And to be honest, so I didn't make it in the first division in Egypt. But about this Man City, the positive side about this Man City thing, right, is they're gonna outscore the opponents. They have the will to score goals when they are from behind. Do you know not a lot of teams will come back from behind and win at St. James's Park? Man City showed resilience. Man City yesterday showed everything that you need to know about a team that has the mentality of winning. Liverpool do that all the time, but this Man City team, and it's not only about Kevin De Bruyne. Yesterday isn't about Kevin De Bruyne. Yesterday is about Oscar Bob making the run in the 90. What time did he score? Right in the 91st minutes, knowing that Kevin De Bruyne will find him behind one of the most experienced right backs in the league. Right, it's about Kevin De Bruyne coming on the pitch and telling the people it's about them. It's about them scoring the second goal in St. James's Park and not celebrating, wanting to win. I guarantee you, 99% of the teams in the world will score the equalizer in St. James's Park and they'll go to celebrate the point. But Man City yesterday, you saw it on Rodri's face. They're like, we're coming here for the 3 points. We aren't coming here to get a point. St. James's Park is tough for everybody, but not us. Liverpool won the game, and Man City said we can win the game as well. Of course, circumstances are different. That's what I saw. Yes, I know what you're talking about, but not a lot of teams will score an equalizer like Man City, right? And then they would want to go for the win. That's the point. Like, they grabbed the ball, they celebrated, and someone grabbed the ball, if I'm not mistaken, because they want to win. So Liverpool won, Nottingham Forest won, Wolves won against City. That doesn't prove anything. But St. James's Park this year is only Nottingham Forest. And if you watch that game, you will know what I'm talking about. It was counter attack, and they got beat on the counter attack. Newcastle yesterday had a good spell of 20 minutes, but they didn't have a lot after this. So that's what I mean. And Daniel is saying Rodri's unbeaten in 50 games in all competitions. Imagine as a player being unbeaten in 50 games. I'm not sure if Van Dijk did that. But yes, guys, there is 170 people here. And I need you guys to hit that like button for me. Because the only way, again, I'm going to repeat it again. The only way we're going to grow this channel is if you hit the like button. I'm not sure how many likes are we on, but we're on 102 likes. And there's a super chat to be done here. Strasbourg Steve, thank you so much. I'm sick of losing, bro. Sick of bottling results from a winning position. Just bring Mourinho in. Oh wait, Newcastle. Yeah, Newcastle. As for Newcastle yesterday, it's all on Eddie Howe. It's not on the players. Yes, they have injuries and all the stuff, but I thought it was all on Eddie Howe. This is my opinion yesterday. Right? But I think yesterday, Newcastle, they could have played better football. They should not have dropped deep all that time. So, yeah, crypto in a title race, you go for the win every time. I'm telling you, my belief is not every team will go to St. James's Park and score an equalizer. And yes, you will go for the win after, but they will care about getting the ball to go and win the game. Like, this is just a step. A lot of teams will celebrate the draw. Yes, and they will go for the win after. But that's my belief. You can believe otherwise. It's up to you, right? It's up to you completely. But Man City yesterday, one of the things that I noticed yesterday is Kovacic is actually was playing well, was very dynamic yesterday. I'm not sure if everybody noticed that. Kovacic was absolutely nuts yesterday, was very dynamic. And this is something that I noticed yesterday. Like, if you look at Kovacic yesterday, and if you look at the heat map, he was up and down the pitch, right? How many touches did the guy get? 97%. I know you guys can't see it. I'm just going to zoom in for you so you can see this, right? So you can see this. Check this out, right? We're going for Kovacic. I need to unzoom a little bit, just once, couple of zooms down, and then you will see what I'm talking about. Kovacic yesterday, 97% passing completion, 88 passes out of 91. Is that normal though? Is that normal? Now, he was good. I praise him when you can praise him, to be honest. 93 for Rodri. I think he's the highest player on the pitch yesterday. That was nuts, in my opinion. That was nuts. 97%, 88. He guys missed 3 passes out of 91. I think yesterday City showed a little bit of vulnerability defensively. Yes, because if we look at the stats of the game, they still conceded 2 shots, 5 shots on target, but offensively had 27 shots. They had 73% ball position in St. James's Park. Guys, you have no idea how hard is this. So for that to happen, that requires a lot from Man City, to be honest. Can we get the likes up a little bit to 150? So Kyle Walker defensively, because Goku's asking, let me do this super chat from Ryan. Everybody that's supporting the channel, and I'm gonna say, well, Hussam, this super chat is equal 3 to 4,000 views for the video. So that is supporting the channel big time. So Ryan, wallahi, big up Ryan for supporting the channel. Every time you support the channel, like, to be honest, this is a community. So thank you so much. KDB defo improves City, but he doesn't solve their main issue, which is defensively. I still think we can win the league for sure. I'm gonna say that Liverpool can win the league. Man City defensively aren't strong, but I think with time it will be fixed. I actually think that Pep Guardiola at the moment is still trying to find the right combination in the back, right? Of course, John Stones is not there, makes a big difference. And Rodri by himself cannot defend. Kovacic isn't the greatest defensively. Kovacic isn't known for his defensive ability, Ryan. But the thing about Man City is that I believe they will outscore the oppositions. Liverpool, numbers wise, you guys always win the games 2-1, 3-1, stuff like that. But I believe that Man City actually, yes, they conceded against Newcastle, but they won't concede as many as what they score. So if we look at the table at the moment, if we look at the Premier League table, which is something that we can look at the Premier League table right here. Man City conceded 23 goals, which is 5 more goals than Liverpool. Well, that's a lot of goals, but in the same time, they scored 48 goals. I believe that they will outscore the majority of the opponents. So the offense balances the defense, though. That's what it is, in my opinion. So I believe that Liverpool can win the league, but still City are favorites. Because, listen, I gotta keep the same energy, people. You remember when I said I don't know how Kevin De Bruyne is gonna come back because of the hamstring injury? I still believe that. The sprinting will be a little bit slower. But they have Foden that can play the 10, and Kevin De Bruyne can be eased into the team. If I have to be honest, Kevin De Bruyne can be eased into the team, right? He doesn't have Kevin De Bruyne to play 90 minutes every game. You know what I mean? There is Foden that can play. And I want to say one thing yesterday. Wallahi al-Azim, Foden, yesterday, when he played at the 10, when I was watching him, I'm like, I want the ball at his feet. The way he moved behind. If you guys like, I have to show you a tactical board so you guys can see what I'm talking about. The amount of times Kevin De Bruyne received the ball, right? Look between the lines, coming inside from the right side and between the lines behind the defense was nuts. It was like, how are Newcastle not actually picking up? Like, it's that area. You see that? If you see that area, right? That area between, like, if you see my pointer, I'm not sure. Can someone tell me if you see my pointer or not? Do you see my pointer on the screen? Right? Can you see my pointer on the screen? Can someone tell me yes or no? Yes or no? 230 people. Can someone tell me, can you see my pointer on the screen? Yes or no? It's simple. I'm not sure if you can. Yes, okay. So that area behind Bruno Guimaraes, Longstaff, and Lewis Miley, that area was completely exposed from Newcastle. Completely exposed. And Foden moved in that area like a free bird. And I'm like, what is this, bro? How can you be that slick? He is so slick on the ball. Oh, I have City fans that said, yeah, I have an agenda. But I praise Foden when he plays well. Like yesterday, I'm like, this was. Why are you frustrated, you alcoholic? Why I'm frustrated? What are you talking about? I don't know what is this. But yeah, I don't know why I'm. Why do you say I'm frustrated? That's kind of. I'm doing a stream. Everybody's watching. I hope you guys are enjoying this. They're liking the video. There's 240 people here. This is kind of a weird comment. Let me do the super chat from Zeno saying most of the City defensive issues are individual errors. I actually don't think so, and I'm going to explain to you why not, Zeno, which is kind of a tough for Pep. KDB and Haaland back puts fear in oppositions not to press high. I actually think that the problems with Man City actually, it's just refreshing. The problem with Man City isn't actually the individual mistakes. You say that Kyle Walker made an individual mistake, but why was he put twice in a situation where he have to defend one on one like this? Again, the people that played football know what I'm talking about. The people that play football exactly know what I'm talking about, right? You don't want your defender, and I'm gonna repeat it again, and people, you don't want to listen to it, but I promise you don't want to leave your defender for 90 minutes one on one against any attackers in the league. You don't want to. So Diaz yesterday, yes, he defended well against Isaac, but he was left one on one. That's the thing, people. That's the thing. To be honest, you don't want Kyle Walker to. Yeah, Kyle Walker is fantastic, right? But he was too many times left one on one, right? But again, Kyle Walker yesterday. Exactly. Thank you, Rahim. That's a no-brainer, right? That's what I'm saying. That's a no-brainer. Like what people say, no, but it's individual error. It's not an individual error if the attacker is left against the defender 4 or 5 times and the attacker got the better of him 2 times. Well, that's not an individual error because you are expecting your attacker to play football and dribble the defender once because there is space, right? Like there is a very high line from Man City yesterday, and it was left to Isaac to run in there, and it was left for Anthony Gordon. But to be honest with you, I expect Kyle Walker, and that's honesty here, to do better, especially for the Anthony Gordon goal. Not close enough. Knowing that Anthony Gordon will come onto his right foot, try to bend the far post, he should have been way more experienced and know exactly what he's doing. He should have 100%. Oh, there's Hussam is here. Oh, hi. Hello. Hi. This is football, of course, guys. El Ahwa today is going to be fire, of course, with Hamza, Jacob, Mustafi, the guys, Saad and Ziad and Hussam. It will be fantastic. But in my opinion, Kyle Walker should have done better. Maybe in the second goal, specifically, because you cannot just turn your back and leave that much space for Anthony Gordon, knowing that he's kind of freaking bend it far post. And I want to just tell you guys something. In the second goal, I was watching Ortega. The guy is too slow to move across the line. Of course, Ederson would have saved that. I promise you this. Ederson would have saved that 100%. Ederson would have saved that. To be honest with you, Ederson would not have moved that slow across the line. He wouldn't. I'm convinced. I'm 100% convinced that Ederson would not have done that, would not have moved that slow across the line. I'm convinced. And you can't convince me otherwise. You will not be able to convince me otherwise. I'm literally convinced that, to be honest, Ederson would have saved them. But against City yesterday, you can take it positive, you can take negative. I know that we talked yesterday, we spoke on the stream. If you haven't watched the stream with Osam yesterday, to be honest, this is what you think. This is what you think. That's not true, Mo. Sorry to say, this is my belief. So, Hosam, I'm gonna answer this. Do you know how mad it is about Kyle Walker yesterday? So we all praise Kyle Walker for his defensive abilities, but he's done that yesterday. When Trent do that, I'm like, yeah, but Trent is not a great defender. Kyle Walker isn't known for dictating the game. Kyle Walker isn't known for bombing forward, even though he had an assist yesterday, which is a fantastic run. Kyle Walker isn't known for going forward. He is known for his defensive abilities. So, yeah, I said that, Rahim. I said he assisted the first goal, which is a great assist and a great run. But if Kyle Walker is known for his defensive ability, but you got beat twice 1-1 and 2 goals were scored. Well, what are you good at then in this game? I think Kyle Walker, yes, I think he was poor that game. He was left isolated, should have done better, much, much better. So I agree with you. This is kind of strange that, yes, Kyle Walker, you know what I mean? If the only thing you do as a for example, as a forward is to put the ball in the back of the net, you don't link up the play, you're a true and out number nine, but you didn't score the goals that was provided to you. So what are you good at? So I think yesterday, Kyle Walker, question should be asked. Question should be asked. Guys, over 230 of you here. Can we get the likes up a little bit? And Ryan is sending another super chat. Thank you, everybody that supports the channel and send a super chat. I really appreciate you people. I appreciate the super chats. Also, you guys, these are way better. And I'm quoting Hussam here, right? Hussam is the one who said that are way better than the views, but like this, because these are equals 3,000 or 4,000 views. So thank you, Ryan. And it actually makes the conversation flow. And also, if you send questions, I try to catch them. 260 people here. Diaz is playing worse than Virgil last season and is getting away with it. But when it was Virgil, it was Van Disney, and he's finished. I am noticing that the Man City defenders aren't, and I'm going to tell you why, but you guys, yeah. So let me explain to you what I mean by why the Man City defenders are getting a little bit exposed. There's only, I think, a handful of defenders in the world and in the history, right, that actually can defend for 90 minutes one-on-one. Handful, in my opinion. Handful of people. Wallah. Van Dijk is one of them that might be able to defend. Like, for example, if during the 90 minutes they will be one-on-one against an attacker like 6 times, they will win five of them, right? That's Virgil van Dijk. Man City, when they defend, they don't only they prevent the ball from reaching the defenders too many times. That's what they do. But lately, they have the teams have been bypassing the press, and they have been going at Diaz, and they have been going at Kyle Walker, but it's too many times, which in the stats it shows, right? If you look at the stats of the game yesterday, yes, Newcastle didn't have position, but if you look at the stats yesterday, and we were looking at them together, Newcastle had 12 shots. That means Newcastle went to the opposition's area. And imagine that, and let me explain to you. If you have only 27% ball position, that's just logic here, guys. If you have 27 ball position and you have 12 shots, probably that means that your attackers, were isolated with the defenders of the opposition, because you played transition football and you bypass the press. And when you bypass the press, you win 2-on-2, 3-on-3. Again, I'm going to repeat that. Man City players are isolated, the defenders. Normally, that doesn't happen often. And I'm going to actually, I'm going to try to look something and show you how many chances Man City concede versus how many goals. There's no disrespect. You're just very sensitive. You are very sensitive when we talk about your defenders. Very sensitive. But you were quick to jump on Konate and Van Dijk when they weren't defending. You conceded 23 goals. And that's a lot of goals to concede. 23 goals. That's a lot of goals to concede in probably half a season, 20 games. I'm just going to show you what I mean by that, right? I'm going to show you what I mean. Expected goals against. This is one of the things that you look at. I think, if I'm not mistaken, you concede. This is the thing. Man City, right, concede. And also, I'm going to show you something that you guys maybe have not seen before. If you see the screen in front of you, okay, if you see the screen, this screen shows you the XG conceded versus the goals scored against you. For Man City, the chances you concede versus the goals, your defenders are left isolated, my friend, are left very isolated. Man City, sometimes they are forced to defend one-on-one. That's not how teams should defend, ever. That's not how teams should defend, ever. This is my opinions. That's the thing. So Allison saved a lot. And by the way, Edison had been saving a lot. Ederson have been saving. Yes, but when you do the same, Allison saves. Man City concede the chance. And Van Dijk is a better defender probably than the majority of the defenders in the league at his day. That's the thing. That's the thing. Man City, big teams normally, so hear me out. Big teams normally defend in isolation, but that shouldn't happen the majority of the game. But it does happen. It happens a lot in the games. It happens a lot in the game. That's why. And I told you before, Mourinho said it back in the days. You bypass the press for Man City, you bypass the press, and you're in for a treat. It's up to you now. It's up to you, right? It's up to you. But Mo, yesterday you said that if Salah had joined Man City, I'm not gonna get into the Salah. I'm not gonna get into the Salah. I'm not gonna get into the Salah De Bruyne. But I'm gonna read this, and I'm gonna respect the super chatters, but I'm gonna read this. You said if Salah had joined Man City, he would have been our greatest player ever. That is false, and I think there is bias on your side. KDB would still be best. So we explained this. All I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna repeat what I said yesterday, and we'll never know. It's just an opinion again. If Mohamed Salah joined Man City, he would have been coached under Pep with a better squad. That's what I believe. Mohamed Salah, Pep would have coached him. Pep would have made him better than he actually is. Mohamed Salah had 5 out of the 6 seasons he played for Liverpool with double digits goals and assists. And I'm going to tell you guys something. In the history of the Premier League, the history, and by the minute, it is not because someone is injured or not, right? Mohamed Salah has the second highest GA per minute for players that played a lot of games. I'm not gonna the sample size. After Thierry Henry, Mohamed Salah averages almost 1 goal, 1 GA per 90 minutes. 1 GA. That's the second highest after Thierry Henry. Thierry Henry is 1.05. Mohamed Salah is 0.97, the highest. So for people to tell me that Mohamed Salah is only a goal scorer, Mohamed Salah, right, averages not only goals, but average an assist every 3 games, right? An assist every 3 games. So that's what I'm talking about. My point is, Mohamed Salah, he's very dangerous. And it's not about how you play football or not, because people don't like that. It's about efficiency. That's my point. And if he would have signed for Man City, Pep Guardiola, I promise you, Mohamed Salah would have won 2 Ballon d'Ors. Mohamed Salah is an elite player, and I'm never going to change my opinion. He is coached under Pep Guardiola, under Jurgen Klopp, right? Who doesn't play to his strengths all the time. And in the first, and I said why? I said because the first season he didn't want him. And this is the last thing I'm going to say. He didn't want Mohamed Salah. He wanted Julian Brandt, and he got him Mohamed Salah. So don't tell me that he changed the system to play for Mohamed Salah's strengths. How do you change the system for someone that you didn't want? Maybe in the second season, maybe in the third season. And I believe that Pep Guardiola is one of the best coaches in the world to actually get not only 10 out of 10 of the player. If a player's ability is 8, Pep Guardiola will get you an 11 out of 10 of that players. Raheem Sterling and a lot of players in the history, he hide their flaws, and his system is one of the best. That's why I'm praising Pep Guardiola here. You guys are just sensitive. Pep Guardiola is one of the best coaches in the world to create a system to get 11 out of 10 of majority of his players. If Mohamed Salah played for Pep and he was coached under Pep for 7 years, Mohamed Salah would have even been better than Liverpool. And I'm doubling on this. Mohamed Salah would have won Ballon d'Or. And I'm double. Pep Guardiola is one of the best coaches ever to coach players and make players better. Everyone that plays under Pep, if they have good ability, I'm not talking about you get a player from the championship. If you have good ability, Pep Guardiola will make you twice the player you are, because he is genius like this. Because his system is genius like this. That's what I believe. And I can give you names. He isn't going to get shit players and make them great. But he's going to get someone like Diaz and makes him two times better. He's gonna get someone like John Stones from Everton and makes him good. He's gonna take someone like Ake. Jurgen Klopp does that, but Pep Guardiola does it to the point that they fit into the system. I am never changing my opinion about this because, it's not about Klopp or this is before Klopp's time. In my opinion, that was Pedro. Pedro in Barcelona is one of the prime examples of how a manager like Pep can make someone like Pedro be on the high stages around the world and being talked about. Pedro was a good player. He made him elite. Well, Klopp does that, but I believe that Pep's system is kind of better than Klopp's system, in my opinion. The reason why I'm saying that, because Pep's system does not require like I feel like Pep Guardiola's system is, it's not like, I don't know how to say it. Like Pep Guardiola, he can have 16 players and each one of them chop and change and they will play the same system and they will win games. Klopp requires certain personnel to play that system. That's why Klopp can make Mohamed Salah. He made Mohamed Salah great and everything, but I believe that Pep would have made him even better. This is what I mean. And if you don't want to believe that, it's up to you. But I'm moving away from this. Yes, I am. I'm Egyptian, and I will back my Egyptian guy until the last minute. Am I frozen or something? Just let me know. Am I frozen or something? But to be honest, this is my opinion. If Pep had time with Mohamed Salah, Mohamed Salah would have won Ballon d'Or. Wallahi. I believe that. Wallahi, it's not biased. It's not because I'm Egyptian, but I believe 100% that Wallahi Pep might have won Mohamed Salah Ballon d'Or. I promise you this. And Wallahi, I'm not capping. And I'm not saying that with bias. I'm 100% saying that. Believe. But exactly. If it never happened, and we'll never know. 100%. 100%. Raheem Sterling is the second example. And I tweeted yesterday, Raheem Sterling is one of the best examples of how Pep can hide the flaws of a player and get a player to be talked about as one of the best players. Raheem Sterling, we see it at Chelsea now. With all due respect, Raheem Sterling isn't an elite player. And I saw it under Pep, and I'm like, this guy's touch isn't great. His passing isn't great. But Pep hid his flaws, and Pep made him someone that looked absolutely phenomenal. 20 goals a season. Give me a break, people. You can say he wouldn't have worked. I believe Mohamed Salah is an elite player. I believe Mohamed Salah is great. I believe Mohamed Salah would have thrived under Pep. Pep Guardiola would have been able to. If Pep Guardiola, hear me out. If Pep Guardiola coached Raheem Sterling to have 20, and wallahi, you guys know, I'm checking Sterling's numbers under Pep. Right? I'm checking Sterling numbers under Pep. So you guys makes me like talk about this. 300 people here. I'm not sure why we're not liking the video. Like, send me questions if you want. Super chats, of course, appreciated 100%. Let's talk about it because you guys. But I'm gonna move on to Chelsea because I need to talk about Chelsea. I promised the Chelsea people to talk about it. Right? He had what the actual F? What the actual? Look at this. 18 goals, 15 assists for Raheem Sterling, right? 17, 18. 17 goals, 11 assists. 20 goals, 4 assists. 10 goals, 8 assists. If you guys think that Mohamed Salah would not have been fantastic under Pep, you're lying to yourself. You're lying to yourself. 100% you're lying. Yes, I get that. And I'm moving away. I'm moving away from this, and I'm going to say one last thing. For people that say football, we watch football with our eyes. Adel Tarat, Hatem Ben Arafah were some of the most talented ever players with the ball at their feet. But as a footballers, they aren't better than Raheem Sterling. The word footballer, and just to end that, for once and for all on Footy Judgmo, you can say that on any other channels. On Footy Judgmo, the word footballer is the same as a drummer, is the same as a racer, right? Is the same as a cook. A footballer is someone who plays football. If you want to say dribbler, that's completely different, right? A word footballer is someone who plays football. Ederson is a footballer. Is Ederson better than Mahrez? Is Allison better than Mahrez? But I guarantee you that Allison might be a better footballer than Riyad Mahrez, because a footballer is someone who plays football. That's my point. So Riyad Mahrez, I love Riyad Mahrez, and what Riyad Mahrez did with Leicester City is something that you don't see every day. Riyad Mahrez probably is one of the most talented players I have seen in terms of touch, dribbling, maybe passing. But Mohamed Salah as a footballer, is better. If you ask me who would I rather have in my team, Mohamed Salah. Like I'm a company, which is I'm a team, and I'm getting 2 interviews. And I'm getting Mohamed Salah and Riyad Mahrez. I'm picking Mohamed Salah without a shadow of a doubt. As a footballer, as an employee, a footballer is someone's job to play football. I'm picking Mohamed Salah, right? This is my opinion. People just don't want to say it. To be honest, you guys are crazy. I love Mahrez, and I enjoy watching Mahrez probably more than anybody else, right? And I cheered for him when he won and he's probably one of the best guys to ever play in the Premier League because of the achievement with Leicester, right? But in my opinion, as a footballer, when you say a footballer, yeah, move the subject. I'm moving the subject. So let's talk about if you guys, and I stopped talking about City because I need to move on and talk about Chelsea a little bit. Chelsea yesterday, for the people that didn't watch, played the game. I didn't like their game yesterday. I actually didn't. I didn't like I liked better games before. The reason why I didn't like the game, they didn't control the majority of the ball. Chelsea yesterday. This is I need someone to do the freaking timestamps for me. To be honest, I don't know why none of you do the timestamps for me. I don't know why. Right? I don't know why nobody do the timestamps for me. You guys should do the timestamps for me. Chelsea yesterday, and we can look at the stats of the game, but let me do the couple of super chats. 270 people here and nobody. Mo, Inter can beat City this season, in my honest opinion. We'll see, but we are a very strong team, guys. If someone don't know, we conceded 10 goals only in the league. 10 goals, and we scored 49 goals. 49 goals in 20 games. Inter scored 49 goals and conceded 10 goals. 10 goals. Am I bugging? Yeah, I think we conceded 10 goals only. 10 or 11 goals. I think Inter, we scored 49 goals and conceded 10 goals. Can you imagine, people? It's crazy, right? Ahmed Sulaiman, imagine how many assists Salah would have had this season if it was Haaland up front to Cedric Nunes. He would have had 15 assists. 15 assists, Ahmed. Really? Appreciate the super chat, Ahmed. He would have 15 assists, to be honest with you. Speaking about Chelsea yesterday, because I promised the people, Chelsea had only 3 shots on target. At 17 shots, they had 2 XG, and they scored 1 goal. I didn't think that Chelsea. No, I'm just doing the super chat. I didn't think that Chelsea actually played very well yesterday. I thought they weren't great. Enzo Fernandez played well. Caicedo played all right. Cole Palmer played all right. But Cole Palmer wasn't, like, to be honest, yesterday I thought again he's playing on the right side, and I wanted to see him central. Listen, he has to play a little bit to go inside centrally a little bit. If you watch his heat map, which is right here, it's dominant on the side as well. He's receiving the ball in the side. He needs to be a little bit to the center. And this is something that is nuts, to be honest. Cole Palmer is a very, very good player with all the talent in the world. But I think this Conor Gallagher in the 10 is nuts for me, because Conor Gallagher received the ball. I'm not here to praise Chelsea. However, 3 games on the bounce is good. Conor Gallagher freaking received the ball. Look at this. Conor Gallagher, he's more offensive than defensive. Receives the ball, turns, and his passing ability isn't great at all. That's one of the problems with him. Like his passing ability isn't good at all, which is something that I don't know why you play three midfielders. You play the weakest one on the ball higher on the pitch. That's freaking nuts. Are you crazy? Pochettino, I said that. Pochettino makes the right plan, the right plan. But the wrong players get into the right places. Like, why is Kona Gallagher receiving the ball between the lines and turning, trying to play a through pass? Why isn't it Cole Palmer? If you have freaking Madueke on the sideline, put Madueke on the side, have some balls, and put Cole Palmer in the 10 if you don't have Nkunku. This is freaking nuts. Why is he doing that? It's nuts, bro. It's nuts. Like, why is he not putting Cole Palmer in the 10? I think it's crazy for me. Conor Gallagher, yes, he runs around. Yes, he tackles. Yes, he does this. Yes, he does that. But why aren't you putting the right places in the right areas? You had Chill, and I didn't know that he had Chilwell on the bench until late. Until late, right? Why is Colwell playing left back? The guy isn't an attacker. You are Chelsea Football Club playing at Stamford Bridge. Play the players in the right place. Put Chilwell at left back. Have some balls. Play Chilwell at the left back so he can attack. I think he's the right plan, but it's crazy that he puts the wrong players. I don't know why he puts the wrong players. Enzo Fernandez and Caicedo, they control the ball. But I have a theory, and I'm not sure if you guys agree with me or not. The reason why he plays Conor Gallagher and he plays with three midfielders, none of them is actually an attacking midfielder, is that Enzo Fernandez defensively isn't the greatest, so he needs somebody else. But I believe that Caicedo should be able to do the job. Caicedo should be able to do the job, and Caicedo should be able to. And Enzo isn't terrible defensively. Yes, his main attribute isn't defensive. His main attribute is distributing the ball left and right, long balls, right? Why isn't he playing a clear number 10 behind Broya or behind whoever you're going to freaking play forward? Like, Caicedo can play a 6. Put Caicedo in the 6. Put Enzo next to him. Yeah, but you guys complained that he wasn't good as a 6. You guys said Enzo is very good in the 8, going a little bit higher. The reason why Enzo isn't great at the 6, because his defensive abilities and on the transition, he isn't the great. Unless Caicedo is doing all the defensive work around him and Enzo is doing, like Enzo's doing the Jorginho and Caicedo does the Kanti work. Enzo is doing the Pirlo and Caicedo is doing the Catozo work, if you know what I mean. If that might be something that you can do. But Caicedo is good. Is good at the 6. I disagree with everybody that tells me Caicedo isn't good at the 6. Caicedo can do the 6. Caicedo can tackle. Caicedo can dictate the game. Caicedo can pass the ball. Caicedo receives the ball in the tight spaces, and I think Caicedo is good at that. So I'm not buying this. You're not convincing me that Caicedo cannot do the 6. And Enzo can do the 8. They just need another outlet. When I mean another outlet, they need a 10 that can receive the ball. Okay, so let me explain to you something. A midfield of Enzo, Caicedo, like they aren't playing up to the level yet. But maybe Caicedo and Enzo with a clear number 10, like a Foden or a Kevin De Bruyne or something, they can actually do wonders. Or an advanced 8, but not Conor Gallagher. But I believe Enzo yesterday, praise, he has to get his praise. Enzo, his long balls were very good. Switching the game was very, very good. His passing was very good. And something that he doesn't do often. And he did it very, very well. He did it very, very well. He was driving with the ball. He actually was driving with the ball forward at his feet. something that Enzo doesn't do because he's not blessed with pace. But he did it yesterday smart. One free kicks, cooled down the game, calmed down the game. I think he did that, and he was very, very well, right? So I actually believe that this Chelsea team, and let's look at the stats together, because you guys, again, you don't believe when I say that Chelsea create chances, that Chelsea do things right, right? I'm showing this. I don't know what I was showing you guys, but let me get the Chelsea team. Here we go. Chelsea team stats, teams. You see, Chelsea average possession, they went to the sixth. They were third in the beginning of the season. Expected goals, they are second. Can you believe that? Expected goals, they are second. Chelsea, right? Big chances, third. Third, big chances, right? Now, what I wanted to show you something that I spoke about yesterday. XG conceded, they are 13th. So Chelsea concede goals from individual errors. And we can actually take a look at this. Chelsea concede goals. So Man United concede way more chances. Chelsea, right, concede chances, right? But they actually make a lot of individual errors. I promise you this. Every time I'm watching them, the majority of the time, Chelsea concede chances. Sorry, Chelsea don't concede a lot of chances, but they make a lot of freaking errors. Like Colwell not running with the guy, Caicedo not following a runner, right? Thiago Silva slipping, of course. We know Sanchez passing the ball, Disasi passing them the ball. I think that's one of the problems, right? They make individual mistakes, and that's not the coach. The coach isn't gonna put the cleats on your feet and tell you not to slip. صح, right? ولا أرام crack. Like the coach, I'm gonna tell you guys, the coach's job is to do three things in the game. The coach's job is to do three things in a game. Give you a plan. It's either a defensive or an offensive plan. Give you a plan in the game, just a plan. Sit you in the right places to defend well, right? And put you in the right places to create the chance, to put in the good cross, to go one-on-one against the defender, to go one-on-one against the keeper, to put the player in the right place to make the right pass, right? I believe Pochettino, his problem is he makes the right plan and he puts the player in the right positions, but he chooses the freaking wrong player to be in that position. Like, for example, Levi Colwell goes up, try to overlap with Sterling, but Levi Colwell isn't a left back, so he isn't going to cross. He isn't blessed with a left foot that can cross. He did it once. Disasi, he plays Disasi right back. Disasi goes up, but he can't cross. Thank you so much, Kate, for what? Appreciate you, Kate. Thank you so much. Hopefully, Kate, we can see you tonight. I'm going to text you, Kate. If you want to be on the reaction later, we're doing a reaction. So I will text you. Again, I'm going to say that. He plays Levi Colwell as a left back because he doesn't have a left back. But yesterday, there was no excuse. You had a left back on the bench. So why didn't you play a left back? Why didn't you play a left back? Right? Why didn't you play Chilwell as a left back? Because clearly he's fit because he came in as a left winger. That's an idiotic move. And Malo Gusto's playing well. Of course, yesterday it could have been borderline a red card, but it was all right. It wasn't that bad in my opinion. Yeah, he's nuts. He wants to play. Yeah, I'm telling you, Chelsea create chances. Chelsea are in the right places to defend. But in my opinion, come on. At least send a super chat for me to answer your question, Dizish. But listen, I believe that he's going to get it right. But the reason why I said before that he should get sacked, that reason is gone now. Why I'm saying that, because at the moment, where is Chelsea on the table, right? Chelsea on the table are eighth. Of course, with an extra game, but they are ahead of Newcastle. If Man United lose today, I said before that he should get sacked if you're sitting bottom half of the table. Well, he isn't. And he won 3 games on the bounce, right? So I am saying that Chelsea shouldn't be sacking the coach unless they lose games and they drop down again. Because I'm thinking that Pochettino makes the right plan, Pochettino makes the right things, but he's putting the wrong players. And I believe he might get it right when his team is fit again. If they get a striker, I promise you, if Chelsea get a striker, if Chelsea get a striker now in this window, I think it will make a difference. And if Jackson comes back and he starts scoring goals, we would not have been sitting here. All right. I'm gonna answer your question. I don't click links in bios either. Oh, all right then. Anyway, your opinion that Rice is better than Rodri, really? I never said that. I said Rodri until halfway through the season or game week 20. Rice was the most consistent player as a DM in the league, and he deserves the praise. And at that time, he was better than Rodri, but overall, he isn't. And I never said that overall Declan Rice is better than Rodri. Simple as that. So don't lie on my name, right? Don't lie in my name. I said during the season, if someone is playing better than the other, Rodri had 2 suspensions already, so that takes away from him. But now Rodri has 1 City games and Declan Rice has fell off. So that's why when the givens are changing, I change my conclusion. Simple as that. No, not for me. Not for me. To be honest, not for me. Because he won a lot of trophies, but not for me. In terms of abilities, he has abilities, but there are other players, like, for example, Frank Lampard. These completely different players, and I'm not going to go into the discussion. I don't want to go into is KDB the best player ever, the best midfielder, because Frank Lampard, to be honest, I'm one of the biggest fans of Frank Lampard for one reason, because at the end, Frank Lampard scored a lot of goals from a midfield position for his club, which is something that not a lot of players. It's a rare thing. It's very rare to have a midfielder score that many goals. That's my point. It's just I know it's just a question, but he's in the conversation for sure, because the abilities and everything. It's absolutely he's in the conversation. But let me just continue with Chelsea people. Is there another super chat? No, there's no. So in my opinion, Chelsea again, Pochettino shouldn't get sacked. Pochettino shouldn't get sacked. The reason why I said he should have gotten sacked is gone now, which is the same as, for example, when Arsenal fans wanted Arteta sacked. I was commenting to became a City fan. Oh, all right. So at least Mo has some sense. I try to have sense, and I wanna tell you guys, every time I say something, I try to explain it. You might disagree with my reasoning, and I might be wrong, but I will never give you a statement without an explanation. And I'm never always right? I never say that I'm always right. And if I say I'm always right, I am wrong. Simple as that. Simple as that. But going back to Chelsea, well, Chelsea, they won 3 games. Pochettino now is winning it. He's getting the results. He is kind of adapting a little bit. He's changing, because Chelsea in the beginning of the season, they averaged 67% ball position. Now they're averaging 59. So it's completely different now. I believe that Chelsea will get it right. Will they get it right to make top 4? I doubt it, because I believe Spurs, Arsenal, City, Liverpool, and Aston Villa are way ahead of them. I don't think they will make top 4. I believe they might get European places. And if we look at the table, who can they catch? They can catch Brighton. They can catch West Ham. I think they can get 6, if I'm not mistaken. I believe they can get the 6 under Spurs. I believe that. And if Chelsea gets 6, I believe it's not bad, because Chelsea, a lot of people said that Chelsea want to get only top 6 this season. So I believe they can. If they win a cup and they get top 6, I believe it's very positive season for them. However, The amount of money spent, and I said that in the beginning of the season, so people say, Mo, but you said they should challenge for the title. I said, realistically, they wouldn't. They should have challenged for top four, realistically. They should have. And it might be a failure not getting top four with the amount of money they spent. Realistically, they wouldn't. But the money they spent, it should have been way more pressure for them to challenge for the top four. Does that make sense? Like, they spent a lot of money, but they spent it wrong in the current moment. That might become better later. When these players develop, that might become better. Like Chelsea, Caicedo might be great. Enzo might be like great. Cole Palmer, blah, blah, blah. All these players, right? They love you. All these guys. So, oh, thank you so much. This is a comment that fills my heart with joy. A comment. And I don't want people to agree with me, but I appreciate you. But I promise you something in Footy Judge Mo. I will never say an opinion without an explanation. I always say that. If I don't explain an opinion, call me out and say, Mo, you're wrong. And even if I change my opinion, ask me, Mo, why did you change your opinion? I'm going to explain to you. Why did I change my opinion? I don't know how many likes are we on, to be honest with you. So we are on 229 likes, which is absolutely nuts. 229 likes. So thank you. He's lying. Calm down. I like it. I love it. Why do you assume he's lying? Oh my God, you people. Let me do this. You, here we go. You, why? Why are you bursting my bubble? Let me enjoy the moment. Let me enjoy a moment. Yeah. But to be honest, but let me explain to you one more thing. I never said Son is finished. I said Son is finished and he's reviving his career. And this is one of the things. I said he might have been finished, to be honest, after last season. But he's reviving his career, which is credit to Mr. Ange Postecoglou. And let me just explain to you something, people. Spurs, though, Spurs is the living proof, and Emery as well, why they are exposing other teams. Does that make sense? What Spurs are doing and what Aston Villa are doing are exposing other teams. Why is that? Why is this? Because Ange coming in this season, first season, and deep this, right? He's coming in first season. Never coached in a top 5 league. Never coached in a top 5 league. Never. Coming into the Premier League, the toughest league in the world. And he plays a good brand of football that is good in the eye. And now, watch this. They are 5th, climbing the table. And today, if they win against Man United, they can be same points as Aston Villa. Right? That by itself. And they signed Brennan Johnson, Manu Solomon, who's injured. Right? Udogi is a youngster. Van de Ven, who I promise you, you didn't know that he's that good. You had no idea that Van de Ven was that good. None of you, not me, not you, and no pundit knew that Van de Ven is that good. No pundit and no one would have thought that midway through the season, when people, YouTubers, do teams of the season, Pedro Porro will be in the same sentence competing with Trent. Yes, I think Trent has been better this season, but the fact that Pedro Porro is in contention for team of the season is mad. The fact that Richarlison, who I don't rate, right, is scoring goals one way or the other is nuts. The fact that Brennan Johnson is improving within 6 months under this coach is crazy. The fact that Pepe Metassar is playing like this is nuts. is nuts. The fact that your doggy is playing that well and we can't find a left back to put in team of the season other than Udogi is crazy. 20 years old, people. First time playing the Premier League. First time under a coach that never played in the Premier League. He is exposing other coaches. And that's what makes someone like Poch or Arteta look bad or Ten Hag look bad. Vicario as well, as Kate says. That's the problem. The problem isn't that Poch is going to get top six. The problem is Spurs, after selling one of the best strikers to ever play in the Premier League, might get top four and Chelsea won't. After hiring an experienced coach, after spending that much money, that's the problem. The problem with this league, if Spurs finish above Arsenal, is that it dismantles everything we know about a project and a plan and all this. Even if Spurs lose today, and that takes me to Spurs, even if Spurs lose today. Oh, thank you, Rams. Yep. I don't hate Kevin De Bruyne. I enjoy watching him, and he gives that extra. But we spoke about Kevin De Bruyne. Thank you so much, Rams, for stopping by, guys. But what I want to say is that Spurs might lose today. I'm expecting them to win today at Man United. Man United are the kings of the 2-1s. Look at this table, people. Just deep something in this table. You haven't deeped something in this table yet. Do you know that, right? Up to the 10th team in the league, right? Manchester United are the only team with negative goal differential. Minus goal differential. Look at this. Minus goal differential. And I'm going to actually show you the stats of Man United this season. It's crazy how Man United were still sixth until last week, right? Look at this. This is going to drive you nuts. Man United are 17th in the league in goals per game, but they don't concede a lot of goals, right? They are fourth. Average possession, they are ninth. Expected goals, they are 11th. Shots on target, 11th. Big chances, 14th. I hope you can see my screen, right? Passes, 9th, right? Accurate crosses, 17th. The actual position of Man United in the league should have been 10th or 11th, but they aren't because they are the kings of stealing games, Man United. They are the kings of stealing games, Man United. And that's why Man United are 9th and they win today. If they win today, where can they be on the table? Where can Man United be on the table? Let's just take a look at that. Let's take a look at that. If Man United win today, they will be on 34 points. They might be 7th again, right? Until Brighton play. It's nuts. It's nuts. It's nuts, actually. I see you, Super Chat. I'm going to Google what you want. But just let me finish this about Man United and Spurs. In the game today, and I want to speak about the game today. In the game today, and I want to look at the expected lineups from the game today. And I'm going to tell you what I think, where are the areas where both teams can win. So looking at this, looking at the expected lineups, it's going to play Kobe Mainoo, Eriksson, Bruno Fernandes. He might play McTominay, though. He might play McTominay. But I believe this is Johnny Evans, Rafa Varane, Luke Shaw's back, Marcus Rashford, Garnacho, and Diego Dallo. I believe I'm looking at this front line for Man United, and I don't know how, unless if it's Romero's going to play, I think there's a chance for Man United to score. If Romero starts, I don't see how this Man United team score a goal. I really don't know. I don't see it. Like, I don't know how they score a goal. How is Man United going to score? Højlund isn't playing well. Marcus Rashford isn't great. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be honest. If Romero and Van der Ven play today, how would Man United score a goal? Where is it? Garnacho on you, doggy? Or is it Pedro? Is it Marcus Rashford going on the wrong? Is it Hoyland going on Van de Ven? Like, how? Where do you see Man United scoring a goal? Like, how? I really don't get it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get how Man United score a goal. I am I'm actually not seeing it, in my opinion. I don't know how. Uh, and for me, to be honest with you, it's gonna be tough for Man United to score a goal. I'm just trying to go back. But for Spurs, though, as well, Timo Werner, Brennan Johnson, and Richarlison aren't great. Timo Werner is a very underwhelming signing. The only way they can score a goal is Kulusevski cross to Richarlison or something. I'm not sure if Dragutin is gonna play, and also Oliver Skip. I think I'm looking at these two teams, people, and it's a mid-off. Oliver Skip in the middle. Give me a break, to be honest. Kobe Mainoo is good. Ericsson is good. Bruno Fernandez, yes, might be. But I think this is chaos for this. People say, don't worry, inshallah, and we'll win. Listen, even though Spurs are away, I'm not sure who's away, who's not available for Spurs, who can be on the bench. This is nuts, right? Because I'm not sure who can be on the bench for Spurs. Who can come in the midfield? Højbjerg. I think this is a big deal for Spurs. Not having Bissouma, not having Sarr. It's a big deal, in my opinion. Massive deal for Spurs. Spurs got no DM. So that's why maybe. So I think that the one who wins Man United the game, if they're going to win the game, is actually, I believe, is Bruno Fernandes, believe it or not. Bruno Fernandes might win them the game because there's no DM there. So Bruno Fernandes might be able to have a chance to play Marcus Rashford behind the defense, especially on the right side, or play behind with Højlund. But Van de Ven is so quick, so he might be able to cover the ground. This is something that might happen. But Richarlison on Werner and Evans, I don't see him doing anything. I'm not sure what is going to happen in this game. I'm really looking forward to the game. I can't remember my prediction on Hossam's channel. No forwards on the bench except for Brian Hill. I think Lo Celso's there, isn't he? Isn't Lo Celso there, or is he injured? Yeah, Lo Celso is there. No, Lo Celso's injured as well. Oh, they really don't have anybody, people. Wow. They have no one. They have no one on the bench. This is very worrying for Spurs. It's absolutely very worrying. But yeah, I'm not sure. Lo Celso's injured. This is freaking nuts. They have so many injuries, people. Oof. I should have changed my prediction. I should have changed my prediction, in my opinion. Let me do the super chat to see what T1 is talking in regards to Harry Kane. Can you quickly Google the Patrick Ewing theory? I might. So the Patrick, but people send me questions. So the last part of the show, I want everybody to send me questions, super chat or not. I'm gonna prioritize super chats, which support the channel. So send me a question. I'm gonna answer any question for the last part of the show. The Patrick Ewing theory. Yeah. So the Patrick Ewing theory, popularized by former ESPN columnist, is simple. A star athlete that receives a large amount of media attention and fan interest, but crucially never leads his team to any meaningful success, leaves the team then exceeds expectation without the player. So who are you talking about, T-Bone? Which one? So basically what he's saying, someone wants to be a mod, but don't abuse the mods. Don't abuse being a mod. But big up Joe. Oh, Joe is here. Yeah, big up Joe. Joe is here. Joe is doing 2 watch-alongs for the 2 games, people, and you have to check Joe's channel. I'm actually thinking about joining him in the watch-along, but I'll talk about it later. To be honest, check Joe. No abuse modding, please, because there are managing moderators that will remove you. So who are you talking about, T1? Which player are you talking about that you think that they follow the theory? The theory says that, oh my god, but crucially never leads the team then exceeds expectation without. So yeah, the team, like you saying Bruno Fernandez, for example. Yeah, probably, maybe. So send me questions in the last part, please. Send me your answer. Send me any comments you want. Yeah. I'm gonna let's talk. Let's talk, Joe, because I wanna watch the game with you, the Man United game. Let's talk. Yes. Yesterday, Ange said that they are in a title race. Your thoughts? No, they aren't. No, they aren't. Yeah. No, they aren't. Where do Newcastle finish? It's a lot of questions. So I'm going to highlight all the questions and then I'm going to answer them. I don't think they are on a title race. Exactly. Thank you so much. See that, Joe? A legend. Joe is a legend. Ask yourself this. Oh, this is very, no, this is very strange. Oh my God, T1. This is the great, yeah. Are Villa in a title race? Do you consider Villa as a title race? Do you consider Aston Villa in a title race? Let me just, what's the most Villa can achieve? Top four. 100% top four. 100%. Because I don't believe that Villa, looking at the Premier League table at the moment, I don't believe Villa can match Liverpool and Man City, even though they are 3 points behind. I don't believe so. For whatever reason, I believe that Liverpool and Man City might get might get a little bit more separation from the rest, unless Arsenal fix up. Right? I didn't ask. So yeah, I think top four. I actually think it's gonna be Aston Villa might be in the top four with Man City and Liverpool and Arsenal maybe and Spurs. One of Arsenal and Spurs. I'm looking at Aston Villa and I think if they win against Everton today away from home, nobody can chat shit to them, can they? Nobody can chat shit to them. No, stop this bullshit, Joe. Romero isn't world class. It depends. Okay, Joe, it depends. And don't take the show for yourself. You know I will answer all your questions. Joe, it depends how you define world class. There's elite, there's world class. But I don't think it depends. Is VVD this is yes? The answer to this question is yes. Do you think Arsenal can win the Champions League? No, I don't believe Arsenal can win the Champions League at all. At all. I don't believe Arsenal can win the Champions League at all. I think if they win it, it will be against the. In my opinion, this is my opinion. Anybody can do anything. Copenhagen can win the Champions League. The word can, right? There is a possibility, right? But I don't believe they will win it, right? There is 200 people here. So let me do some of the questions that people sent. So number one, T1 means Harry Kane. So his old super chat is saying that you in theory, which is a player, gets a lot of praise. So Harry Kane gets a lot of praise, but gets a lot of praise for a good reason. He's an elite goal scorer, an elite football player, a fantastic footballer. And I'm going to tell you one thing. If Harry Kane was at Spurs this season, they would have been 6 points ahead of now, or 4 points. Spurs would have probably been on the same points as Liverpool or Man City. I said that here. But again, it's an if, but maybe, we'll never know. I'm just looking at the chances they miss, and I believe that they actually would have been. Spurs with Kane and Madison would have been absolutely nuts. Yes, Madison have been injured, but he's going to come back. So I believe if Harry Kane was there under Ange Postecoglou, bro, it would have been long for people. It would have been long for people. I'm sorry, people. I have to prioritize super chat. Muhammad is saying, should Liverpool keep Gomez as left back over a healthy Robo? They look more solid defensively with Joe. Wallahi, you are a legend. You are a legend. I'm going to tell you why you are a legend. Because in the beginning of the season, I said, and I spoke with Hussam about this, and I spoke with Tom about this, and I said one of the things that they should do, Liverpool, is have a left-sided centre back that can drive with the ball forward. But okay, so they need a left-sided centre back, Liverpool, that has 70% defensive. So let me just explain to you what I mean by that. I rate players based on their defensive work rate and offensive. For example, someone like Van Dijk is a 90% defensive, 10% offensive. Someone like Mohamed Salah is a 90% offensive. Someone like Sabozla is a 70% offensive, 30% defensive. Robertson is a 60% offensive player, 40% defensively. Trent, in my opinion, is a 70%. That means they will shine more when your team is going in the offensive side. They need the left-sided center back like a Gavardiol, like a Bastoni, like a Nathan Aki, right? Someone who can drive with the ball forward. We saw Gavardiol yesterday, but also is a good defender. Gomez provide that. The reason why they need that, because that gives Trent the option to invert fully in the midfield and use all his ability offensively without having to worry about covering the defensive side more often, because now it switches in the transition to three in the back a little bit, with Konate covering the right side, Van Dijk the middle, and Gomez the left side, which is what Pep Guardiola did with Kyle Walker majority of the time last year, right? So Gomez and the left back provide defensive stability. You are a genius by this comment. Provide defensive stability on that left side that allows Trent to invest fully in the midfield, right? And use his offensive attributes more without have to worry. You played football, you know that majority of the time when you're going forward, you're worried about your position. You're looking back. You don't know who's behind you. Does he know that Konate is covering or not? But now he knows that Konate is covering. He knows that Konate is covering, right? So this comment is that I think it might work for Liverpool because you are good. It provides more defensive stability. Very, very, very good one. But Joe Gomez, and Tom will tell you this, Rax will tell you this, Hussam will tell you this. I will take their opinions, right? I believe that Joe Gomez has not have a consistent period in Liverpool since he was injured, I think in 2020, right? That's the worrying thing. The worrying thing is that will he be will will he be able to produce the same exact performances week in week out for a long period of time? That's the question. If he can, I believe that's the way to go. And you get a left-sided center back in the summer that can go offensively and defensively, and you're golden with Trent inverting in the middle. Absolutely brilliant. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not looking at the questions you guys are asking because I'm actually in the super chats that get highlighted because Dizesh with a donation to the channel, and he isn't actually asking a question. He's just supporting the channel by for working early for all the 411 mo. Appreciated. I do make exceptions occasionally. Come on, City. So you are a legend, and I want W's for him in the chat for a couple of reasons. Because he didn't send a question, he just supported the channel. He just supported the channel. This is something that is absolutely phenomenal. So thank you so much for this. Just him supporting the channel, or they, or she, or I don't know, is great. Win for my guy in the chat. To be honest, he didn't use the super chat to ask a question. He just wanted to support the channel. So fantastic, absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much for supporting the channel and doing everything. I'm a she. Woo! Thank you. Fantastic. Oh, great community. I'm actually looking at my stats, and I actually have females watching, of course. But yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the support. But I want everybody in the chat to give me one thing. Where are you tuning in from, though? If you're in England, I want you to tell me where in England. If you're in America, where in America, right? Any other country, I want you in the chat to type, where are you tuning in from? No, she hears me. Yeah, she looks at my stats. I want everybody to tell me, where are you tuning in from? Lincoln, UK, Kate. We are all from London, East London. Big up. South Africa, Brooklyn, New York. Yes, South Africa. Blackburn, thank God, England. Trinidad and Tobago, the Trini people. Yes, people. Yes, Trinidad and Tobago. I've had friends from Trinidad, London. Now, Coventry, England, LFC Aaron, Yorkshire, India, yes, Malaysia, the Caribbean, St. Lucia, boom. Stratford. The American people are asleep. That's why you guys don't see a lot of American people. Only the Brooklyn people, because it's 8:30 for them now. Yes, people. Yes. But the last part, let me just from sunny Jamaica. Rosemary Gentile, sunny Jamaica. Yes, people. Absolutely brilliant. That is a fantastic. Let me answer some of the other questions as well. And thank you for the two super chatters, of course. Momen. Oh, you actually said my whole name. And you said my whole name. How would Salah suit Pep if Pep played position football, which doesn't suit Salah? How did Raheem Sterling play the? Oh, Cairo. Is someone from Cairo? من المحروسة. So let me answer this question. But someone is from Cairo, from المحروسة. Yes. Wallahi legend. حبيبي يا حبيبي. حبيبي. مصر الدنيا. Egypt plays today. Hong Kong, baby. Yes, people. Toronto, Canada. Of course. Yes, people. Oh, thank you so much, Kate. You too. I love, actually. I want to have you tonight on the show. You come do the reaction with us, the chaos. Thank you so much. Appreciate you and appreciate the support. Where in America are you? I'm in Houston. People, I am in Houston. South London, Egypt to win the AFCON. I don't think so. But yeah, listen. So let me answer the questions that was more. So how did Sterling do it? Pep Guardiola would have taught Salah how to do position-based football. Mo Salah can have the same impact that Kevin De Bruyne had yesterday. Yeah, 100% Rams. We spoke about Mohamed Salah. I'm not going into this again, please. Footy Judge Mo, Haaland or Kane. Kane all day of the week. In my opinion, I would choose Kane. And I did the explanation before. MK, Kane all week. All week. Where do Newcastle finish more? Let's look at the table. Where do Newcastle finish? 9th or 10th. This is going to be nuts. 9th or 10th. I believe Newcastle will finish 9th or 10th, which is, I'm sorry, it's the reality. That's what I believe. Harry Kane. Moment. Opinions on Liverpool this season, as we meant to be rebuilding, but we are competing on all fronts. Liverpool are the most consistent team in the league. Does that make sense? Consistent team in the league. Liverpool are the most consistent. That means Liverpool aren't performing in a 9 out of 10 every game. But Liverpool are performing 8 out of 10 every game. 8 out of 10 every game. But they are consistent. They don't have a dip. Liverpool. The only dip they had is 2 games draw against Man United and Arsenal at home. But they are very consistent. That's why they are top. To be honest. Any more questions, people? Send me questions, people. Ryan is saying, do you think City will go on a massive winning run in the league? Unfortunately, not unfortunately, because it's up to them to do it, but I want other people to win the league as well. But let me show you something. Right? Let me show you one thing. Manchester City fixtures. Manchester City have Spurs in the cup, have Burnley, winnable game. Brentford, they will win. Everton, they will win. Chelsea, they will win. Brentford, they will win. Bournemouth, they will win. Man United, they will win. Liverpool. So until they face Liverpool, Man City might win every single game they play. Every single game they play. Man City might win every single game. So they're going to go 1, 2 in the league, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They might win 7 in a row, and then they go to Anfield. I don't believe they win at Anfield. I don't believe they will win at Anfield, but I believe they actually will have. So, what other question? Not what if. What are the other questions? I didn't predict a quiet window for Arsenal. It's a top 4 race until I see otherwise. 100%. Akil, 100%. 100%. To be honest, 100%. Cafu or Dani Alves? Maicon. Maicon. Best right back I've watched, but very short. For 2 seasons, Maicon was ridiculously good. Maicon. What time is the show tonight? Lovely. It's at 8 p.m. UK time. 8 p.m. UK time. We'll see. I'll text you right after I finish the show. Opinions on Curtis Jones, absolutely brilliant. He's actually developing people. People keep forgetting that freaking Curtis Jones is 22 years old and he hasn't have a run of game in this Liverpool team. I don't know why. Why? Okay, done. You're in. Okay. Super. Thank you for Super Bogies and Professor Mo. Please comment on why the picking order has changed so significantly between Sterling and Palmer. City versus Chelsea from New Jersey. Oh, so I'm not getting the question. Professor Mo, please comment on why the pick and order has changed so significantly between Sterling and Palmer, City versus Chelsea. I'm not getting the. Can you clarify, even if you don't send a super chat? Can you clarify, please, more? I'm not getting it. What do you mean by the pick and order has changed for them? Well, that's. Can I actually just know what you mean? Again, can you send? I'm looking at the chat. If you send something, I will actually look at it. Can you explain a little bit more? And someone else understands what does he mean? The pick and order has changed so significantly between Sterling and Palmer, City versus Chelsea. I'm not actually getting the question, to be honest. Can you just clarify? And I'm gonna answer the super chat. Zanetti was better as right, but I'm not sure what you mean. I think he means Palmer starts ahead of Sterling since that game. Oh yeah. So to be honest with you, I actually don't think Raheem Sterling is an elite player at all. Never thought at City. I never thought that Raheem Sterling is an elite player. Pep Guardiola, again, I'm gonna say that there's a lot of players that play under Pep Guardiola. They are a product of the Pep system. That doesn't mean they are bad players, but they were overperforming. I don't think Raheem Sterling is that talented. I would pick Mahrez, Sani. I would pick a lot of players. I would pick Mane ahead of Sterling. There is like 10 wingers I would pick ahead of Sterling during the time when he was scoring 20 goals for City. And that's not a slander or Sterling. That's actually praise for Pep Guardiola and Sterling following instructions. But Palmer is a talented footballer. At his feet, he's talented. He didn't have a lot of minutes. People just forget that Cole Palmer didn't play a lot of minutes for Man City. But look at him at Chelsea. He's playing well. Of course, he isn't playing like Foden, but he is playing very well for Man City. So definitely Cole Palmer has to start against Sterling. And it's not even a question. Like if you ask 99% of football pundits or football YouTubers or even football fans, as we are all fans around the world, they will tell you one thing. If you ask them who would start tomorrow, Cole Palmer, if you have one position left and you have Cole Palmer, Raheem Sterling, I bet 99% would start Cole Palmer tomorrow. None would start Sterling. And it has nothing to do with the City game. I think it was before that. But the reason why it started with the City game, and I'm going to answer your question, it's because Cole Palmer at that time, I don't know how to tell you, gained that confidence inside of him, that fire inside of him, right? To now have the confidence to start every game. So someone is telling me it's a lie. So we have 200 people in the chat. Tomorrow, you have one position, right winger, to start. I want one name in the chat. Cole Palmer. Would you start Cole Palmer or Raheem Sterling? Which one? Just let me know in the chat, 200 people, 200 answers to see the percentage. Would you start on the right side, Raheem Sterling or Cole Palmer? Tomorrow you have a game. Now, would you start Palmer or Raheem Sterling on the right side? It's not even a question. I don't think even it's a question. So eat that. There you go. See, it's not even a question. It's not even one answer that is Sterling. What I don't need to put. I promise you, I don't need to put a poll. If people answer an honest answer at the moment, it's definitely Cole Palmer. See this? See this? He's gonna come to this. He's behind, right? He's gonna see this comment. This guy. All the praise for Pep Guardiola that I did, and this guy or this fan or this girl or they come here and they are telling me that I'm gonna say that. Wallahi, the lies on my name, people. The lies on my name. Honest question: do you think fans get carried away when they come into such reactions on YouTube? I feel like it happens quite a bit. So I believe that what happened lately in football is the objectivity went away because of the tribalism and because of social media. That's the problem. The problem is because of social media, people are so defensive. People are very defensive. I'm gonna answer your question, Kate, but it's gonna trigger a lot of people. In my opinion, because of social media, people, this is very deep now. Because of social media, people get to be defensive. They don't want. I believe that people know the truth inside them, but they hide it and they don't say it because of the social media, because they are afraid of banter, because they want to banter other people. And the problem is, because this has been going for a long time, this banter social media stuff, people started believing the lies they tell themselves. Does that make sense? People started believing the lies they tell themselves. People started believing what they tell other people that is true. That's the problem. So I guess it's because of social media and the world we live in, people started believing that. Last 5 minutes, because we're going to go watch the Everton and the Aston Villa game. It's the Aston Villa versus Everton game, if I'm not mistaken. One question. If you want to send super chat, if you want to send me a super chat, because I don't like people sending me super chats after the show is over. I'm going to give you 2 minutes. If you want to send if you don't, it's up to you. If you want to send a super chat, send it now so I can read it. Because if you are behind by 10 seconds, 20, sometimes the super chat come late. Do you think Liverpool have a chance right now with no signings? Yes. I'm going to tell you why. Because I said Liverpool need a DM, but Endo's performing. So you should be all right with Endo. And if he performs the same for the majority of the season. But when you say have a chance of winning the league, if you prioritize the league, yes. Yes, because you have Curtis Jones, Sabozlai, McAllister, Gravenberch, Endo in the midfield, and you have 5 attackers. Kwanzaa coming to the fold, Robertson and Simicas are back, so that provides depth. So yes, you do. Is Endo overrated? So I'm gonna define overrated for me is someone that I rate as an 8, and people say he's a 9 out of 10 player. Someone who I rate as good, and people say that he's very good. Someone that I say that is world class, and people say no, this is elite. Elite for me is higher than world class, right? Elite for me is higher than world class. For me, I have a different. For me, it's GOAT, which is 2 players, and then generational. The word generational means there is 1 or 2 of you only in your generation. 1 or 2, like Zidane, for example, is generational. That's what I mean. I know your generational is different, but that's what I mean. I was thinking about doing the watch along today for the Man United versus Spurs, but I leave that for the Man United fans and the Spurs fans. But yes, so to answer the questions about Enzo is a very, very good player, but I think they put him on a pedestal higher than what he actually is. Does that make sense? So he's a good player. For example, if you tell me Saka is on Salah's level, I'm going to tell you Saka's overrated. That doesn't mean he's a bad player. He's a good player. That's my point. If you tell me Rice is the same as Rodri, well, I think that was, I'm like, no, you are just, he's overrated now. He's a very good player, but he's overrated. Yes, yes, Victor. Yes, Victor. Yeah, Egypt is playing as well. So Egypt is playing as well. People, who is generational today? Once in a generation, I think Trent. You cannot tell me that there is a right back in the world. There is a right back in the world at the moment. So 10 years from now, we will remember that in this generation, Trent is generational. Trent is. I think I remember saying Enzo wasn't a good player at all. I never said that. I said Enzo is a good player. I said in the right places, but people put him in a pedestal higher than what he actually is. He's a good player, but he isn't elite yet. He's a professional footballer. He's a good player. He can pass the ball. He can do stuff, but he isn't elite. He isn't a bad player, right? He isn't like a shit player. But people put him on a pedestal with way higher player. Does that make sense? That's what I mean, Nina. People put him on a pedestal way, way higher. Like someone told me one time last season, Nina, that Enzo is one of the best midfielders in the league. And I'm like, no, that's not true. Enzo is a good player. It's the same as if you, I want to give you an example, which is the same people that tell me, I'm trying to remember a name of a player, for example. Uh, if you tell me, for example, Odegaard is KDB level, I'm going to tell you he's overrated because he isn't KDB's level at all, right? He's a good player. He's a very good player. So Odegaard is better than Enzo, in my opinion. But they play different positions. So yes, they play different positions. But yeah, you see, Nina, Enzo can pass the ball, can do stuff, and I praised him when I said Enzo played well yesterday. I did that. I said he played well yesterday. Mo, will you ever do a Premier League watch along? Wallahi, yes. I will do watch along. So can you tell me how many people will watch me doing a watch along instead of watching the other content? I need yes or no. Will you watch me if I do a watch along, for example, for a Man United game? Or would you go watch a Man United content creator? That is what I want you to answer me. What do you mean? What's KDB then? KDB, I think you are behind. Anyway, see, I'm being honest. Why would people watch me doing a watch along instead of watching the content? Because you want to watch the watch along to get the reactions, but you don't know my reactions. You don't know my reactions. I'm gonna do but I want to end the stream in the next 2 minutes. Let me do a poll for you people. End a poll. Okay, end the poll. Wow. Thank you. I hope that you guys like these solo shows. I get to interact with you more, of course. I get to interact with everybody. I like these solo shows. Okay. I'm trying to type. Would you watch me in a watch along? And I want an honest answer, people. There's 200 people. I really want an honest answer. Like, if no, tell me no. Don't just say no when. Don't say no. Don't say yes when you're not coming to watch me. So no, don't do that. Oh, you guys are liars. Liars. 90% will watch me. Liars. You lie, people. Please don't say yes unless you're gonna come and watch, because you're gonna get me disappointed. Oscar Bob. Sheesh, Oscar Bob. That goal he scored yesterday as an attacking fullback, Trent is generation. I said that 100%. He changed the way. I said no. Yes, I said that. If I do, so here's the deal. If I do a Spurs watch along, you would go and watch Spurs channel. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Which is, there is no sorry about it. Guys, I'm ending this. I know you're lying. Anyway, guys, to say Trent is generational talent, generational player can play in a system. He doesn't need a system to fit in. Well, Trent is very talented, so you're not gonna tell me this, right? You're not gonna tell me this. Exactly, but that's what I mean. So this is the answer. This is the answer. Maybe not for Liverpool because I watch Hussam. So that's the thing. You are a Liverpool fan. You will watch Hussam. Other Man United fans will watch him. When the channel gets bigger, but you guys, I promise you, you will enjoy my watch along more than other watch along. But you can have both. Listen, people, we're 8 likes away from 300. Muhammad Noor. Oh, another super chat supporting the channel. Hope you're doing well, brother Mo. Good luck for Egypt today. That has to be the year. Inshallah. Inshallah. This will be the year. Inshallah, this will be the year. I hope Egypt win it so Muhammad Salah will silence the critics. If Egypt win the AFCON, it will be huge. It will be big, people. It will be absolutely big. I'm going on for 2 hours solo. Can you imagine the shit, people? Solo stream for 2 hours. Solo stream for 2 hours. I would never have imagined this. Yes, yes, we'll silence Hamza if Muhammad Salah wins it. Thank you, Muhammad Noor, for your super chat, your donation. Absolutely, you guys have been brilliant. You guys have been absolutely ridiculously supportive for this channel. I will watch the Egypt game along with the other game. What about rumors of Anthony Martial? Fuck, don't talk to me about Anthony Martial. Nearly 300 likes, 5 likes away from 300 people. I actually didn't do any. If he wins AFCON, absolute guys, legends in the chat, absolutely brilliant stream. I enjoyed it with you guys. 4 likes away from 300. So thank you so much for everybody that supported the channel. I'm gonna give a shout out to everybody that sent me a super chat. Quickly, people. Strasbourg Steve, Ryan, Zeno, of course, Andy B, Ahmed Sulaiman, T1, Muhammad, D Zesh, Super Bogey, Muhammad Noor. Absolutely brilliant stream. I enjoyed it so much, people. Wallahi, I enjoyed it so much. You like two likes, and when we end the video on 300 likes, and I go and watch the game, I'll be very, very happy. People, 2 likes away. If you haven't liked the video, underneath the live chat. We'll see you guys soon, and we'll see you today. The notification bell today, 8 p.m. UK time. We'll see you for a reaction. We'll have Will, we'll have Kate, and we'll be absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much, people, and we'll see you guys soon. And I don't know who's live, so I need to redirect to someone. Stay here. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. I need to redirect to Joe, probably. Just a Joe football show. 100%. So you go watch Joe and we'll see how it is. Yes, people, we're out of here.